Yo, welcome back to another video. As I'm recording this, it's been less than 48 hours since I posted my previous video, and I can't tell you how happy and grateful I am. I've received more than 200 views and I've hit the 30 subscribers mark. I know these are small numbers, but definitely more than what I expected. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supported and watched the video, and I can't even begin to explain. Thank you everyone. As you can see, I'm out and about in Leeds. I'm on my way to the gym. It's a great day here in the UK. The sun's out, so I want to make the most of it. The start to 2026 hasn't been the best in terms of weather. It's been raining every day, but the sun is out today and I want to make the most of it. For today's video, I thought I'd use this opportunity to highlight a few things that I noticed in my previous video, some mistakes that I made, and some challenges that I faced. So if anyone's in a similar position who's looking to start out on YouTube and post their first video, I think this video would be really helpful for them so that they can avoid the same mistakes that I made. Before we get into that, I'm going to go to the gym and finish a quick workout, and I'll see you in the studio where we'll dive into this a little more deeper. So I'll see you soon. Welcome back to the studio. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you can do to make your first video on YouTube much better in terms of quality as well as the experience while creating it. Make sure you watch the video till the end, because I think the 5th thing is really interesting and it's something that happens to the best of us, including top professionals from all fields of work. Here are the 5 things in no particular order. Number 1, we have audio. Number 2, we have continuity. Number 3, we have workflow. Number 4, we have return on investment. And for number 5, make sure you stay till the end as we dive into that a little deeper. So let's talk about the first thing, which is audio. Audio is super important while creating videos. Oftentimes, I think audio levels are far more important than the visuals you create. Great audio can level up your final output and help keep your viewers engaged and also improve viewer retention. In my previous video, I got a comment from one of my viewers saying that my audio levels were quite low. If I had made sure that my gain levels were accurate and that I monitored the audio levels while recording, I could have provided a better experience to my viewers. It is important to understand that not all viewers are watching your videos the same way. Some of them will be watching it on their phone while traveling. Some of them might be watching it on their tablets, while some might be watching it on their TVs. Therefore, it's important that you use the right audio equipment for recording audio. These can be professional microphones, such as condenser microphones, even wireless transmitters and receivers, and sometimes even your phone. But what you need to keep in mind is that if you use one device to record your audio and another device to record your video, that you will need to sync these up in post-production using a digital software. One way to make sure you get great audio for your videos is to ensure you set accurate gain levels while recording. This allows to capture clear and crisp audio. Another thing that you can do is to make sure you use headphones while monitoring your audio levels. The second thing that I want to talk about is continuity. Now, this depends on the type of video that you are creating. If you're creating vlogs, this isn't going to be much of an issue as you're sharing your daily interactions with your viewers. However, if you're trying to tell a story through your videos, like I was in my previous video, then it's important to maintain continuity. I'm not sure if you noticed, but here is an error that I made in my previous video. If you look closely, you will notice a gray card that I left in one of my shots while I was running on the treadmill. This ruined my continuity. A famous example of a continuity error is from Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 4, where there was a cup of Starbucks that was left in the shot while filming the scene. Unless Starbucks opened a store in Winterfell, I'm sure this was not intentional, And errors like this can take away from the storytelling process by diverting your viewers' attention from what you're actually trying to portray through your video. One solution here is to make sure you look at the final frame composition to ensure that no unwanted objects are in the shot before you hit the record button. Before I move on to the third item, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel. I've hit 40 subscribers and I'm still blown away by the support that I've got in the last couple of weeks. If you're interested in filmmaking and content creation, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that I can share more videos like this. The third thing I'd like to talk about is workflow. When it comes to major productions, there are 5 stages that everyone follows. The first stage is the development stage. This is important where you are confirming your script and also securing financing that helps you bring your project to life. The second stage is the pre-production stage. This is where you confirm your casting and also your logistical planning for your shoots. The third stage is the production stage. This is where all the filming takes place. The fourth stage is the post-production stage. This is where the editing takes place. We add VFX. We also master audio and sound levels. And the final stage is the distribution stage. This is where we decide how we distribute our content and through what platforms. It can be through cinemas, it can be online, it can be through a variety of different mediums. The stages for creating content on YouTube are largely similar to this. So you've now decided to start your YouTube channel, but you don't know where to start. And like everyone else, you come up with a concept, you write a script, you film your content, you transfer your files to your workstation, you begin your editing process, and in the end, you try to think of a title and a thumbnail for your video. This is a general process that a lot of first-time creators on YouTube follow. I used this process in my previous video, and in the final stages of the project, I was stuck because I did not know what my thumbnail should be. This is where the importance of creating a workflow that is specific to YouTube really adds value. So if you're creating videos for YouTube, you will need to modify this workflow slightly. And let me tell you why. YouTube works on algorithms, and they have several years of data from different types of creators across different topics. Once you upload your video on YouTube, the first point of contact between your video and your viewer is when your video sits on the YouTube recommendations page. This is where your YouTube title and thumbnail plays a key role. Having the right title and thumbnail will let the viewer choose your video over all the other videos that are displayed on their YouTube recommendations page. This leads to better impressions and a higher click-through rate, also known as CTR. CTR is one of the key metrics that you measure for your channel when starting your journey on YouTube. A solution for this is to make sure you do your research and identify key trends within your niche or category, so that way you can work on your YouTube title and thumbnail before you begin the production process. By following the process of confirming your YouTube thumbnail and title before you begin the production process will help you set up your video for success right from the start. This will also save you from investing several hours on the production process only for you to confirm your title and thumbnail towards the end, which can lead to low views for your YouTube videos. The fourth thing that I want to talk about is return on investment, also known as ROI. In my previous video, I spent 14 to 16 hours editing a 5-minute video that had very low levels of complexity in terms of editing. I then started to ask myself, was it worth the time that I was spending on the editing process? Why was I doing this? In my opinion, if you're a new content creator on YouTube, it is far more important for you to film, edit, and upload your video on YouTube as opposed to spending hours on the project. That doesn't mean you upload something that is of lower quality. It is important here to strike the right balance and to weigh the risk to reward ratio. The risk here being that you can potentially get demotivated and not complete something that you started. When you spend hours on a process, especially when starting out on YouTube, it can have negative consequences as you can start to question every single thing. Did I get the color grading right? Have I chosen the right music? Is the edit flowing smoothly? What happens with these thoughts is that it gets to a point where it starts to break your self-confidence and can potentially demotivate you and stop you from completing the project. One way to tackle this problem is to track the amount of time that you spend across all the stages of production that we discussed earlier. For example, if you think you're spending too much time on the post-production process compared to the pre-production and the production process, then you know it's time to take action. By taking action, what you can do is find simpler methods to convey your vision and also not overcomplicating the editing process. Another example here is that you might have to bite the bullet and pick one of the songs that you have chosen, because spending hours on the process can often lead to decision fatigue. What I think is more important here is that you complete the project and upload the video on YouTube. You can always make a note of your errors and improve on this going forward in your future videos. This way, you will slowly start to build your self-confidence, and it will also help you operate faster. Okay, the final thing that I want to talk about today is something that I found really interesting, and this is something known as imposter syndrome. In a nutshell, imposter syndrome is a psychological process that creates self-doubt. You begin to think that by starting out on YouTube, you are exposing yourself to the world, and your viewers will start to think that you do not have the capabilities or competence to be a YouTube content creator. It is natural to feel this way. There are several psychological studies that show that even after reaching high levels of success, people still face imposter syndrome. Almost everyone goes through this, no matter what professional field you work in. When imposter syndrome kicks in and when you start having thoughts of self-doubt, our natural mechanism to fight this is to chase perfection. We say we want to get this video absolutely perfect so that we do not fail. But I think this is where we go wrong. Perfection is a barrier to success. I cannot stress on this enough. This is why it's important for us to choose speed over perfection. Speed is nothing but how fast you operate. If you're creating content for YouTube, speed is nothing but how fast you come up with concepts, film your idea, edit your videos, and distribute them on YouTube. When you spot trends online, you should be uploading videos on YouTube faster than other YouTube content creators. And this can only be done by operating at a faster pace. This is why you should choose speed over perfection. However, on the other hand, if you did your research and you identified trends but was not able to execute fast enough, you are already late to the party because you were chasing perfection over speed. So these are the 5 things that I wanted to talk about in today's video. If you're new to YouTube and planning to upload your first video, I think it would be really beneficial if you keep these things in mind. In the end, if you make any of these mistakes, it's not the end of the world. It's completely natural to do so. What's important is that you make a note of these mistakes and get better at your next video. I hope you found this information useful, and if you're still here watching this video, a big thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.